You must have heard about Snake Island in Brazil, where a poisonous snake can be seen at every second step. This is the reason that apart from snakes, no other animal or human lives on this island, because these snakes do not let them live for long. But do you know how this island turned into the home of the world's most poisonous snakes, and what was the real reason behind it? How did Snake Island become a small island? There is a small island in the sea at a distance of a few kilometers from the city of Sao Paulo in Brazil, whose real name is Ilha de Queimada Grande. But most people know it only by the name of Snake Island. This island is spread over only 106 acres of land where millions of poisonous snakes are found. Visiting of common people to Snake Island is absolutely prohibited, whereas only scientists and researchers are sent to this place for a few hours to do research work. This entire area is covered with dense trees and plants. But in the middle of them, a lighthouse is seen. It is obvious that if there is a lighthouse on this island, then there must have been people living there at some point of time. In the olden days, when there was no GPS system to track ships, a tall lighthouse was built on such small and big islands. The light in that lighthouse used to burn day and night so that the ships traveling in the sea could see it from a distance. This would make it known that there is an island in front, which would reduce the risk of the ship colliding with the island or any accident. But to run the lighthouse on the island actively, an employee had to stay there 24 hours a day, whether the island is deserted or people live in it. At present, the lighthouse on Snake Island works automatically, but around 1920, an employee used to live in this lighthouse with his family. However, one night a strong sea storm came and the entire family, including the employee, died. While some people say that the family died due to snake bites. This was the reason that after this incident, no other employee showed courage to go and work in Snake Island. But here the question arises that when, how, and from where did so many snakes come to Snake Island? To know the answer to this question, we will have to go back in history about 11,000 years, because then this Iceland was connected to the land of South America and was a part of the American continent. At that time, there used to be poisonous snakes on the entire continent, while many people also died due to the bite of poisonous snakes. At the same time, 20 feet long snakes also started developing on the banks of rivers and ponds, due to which the problems of American citizens were increasing day by day. During this time, the last cold era on Earth had ended. Due to melting of ice in the Atlantic Ocean, the sea level started rising. Due to this, the size of sea waves started increasing. And due to strong movement in the sea, a piece of land of South America broke apart, which later became famous as Snake Island. Like other parts of South America, snakes also lived on the broken apart Iceland, which were now trapped in a small piece of land, and there was a vast sea all around them. Not only this, there was no animal on that island that would hunt snakes and eat them as their food. But there was no shortage of food for snakes on Iceland, because they could hunt every small creature from rats to squirrels, birds, their eggs. The size of Iceland was also small, so snakes did not have any problem in finding their prey. In this way, the population of snakes kept increasing and the creatures living on Iceland started to die out slowly, due to which there was bound to be a shortage of food for snakes. The snakes living on Snake Island had started changing their food requirements along with their way of hunting. Because if they did not do so, the population of snakes could have been completely wiped out from Iceland. These snakes started hunting migratory birds who used to stop to rest on Snake Island during their journey to get rid of the fatigue of the long flight. But for those birds, comfort became the cause of death. Because the snakes living on Snake Island were very poisonous and a few drops of their poison would kill the birds. In this way, the snakes living on Iceland became poisonous day by day due to evolution and changes in food, one of which is known as golden lusk-head pit viper. This golden snake looks as beautiful as its poison is dangerous and deadly. A few drops of this snake's poison can melt the muscles of a human being, due to which a person dies in a few minutes. Now you must have understood how and when so many snakes came to Snake Island, but it is also important to know how poisonous the snakes are there. There are many famous stories in Brazil about the snakes living on Snake Island and the humans who fall prey to them. According to one of the stories, a man reached Snake Island in his boat. That man had no knowledge about the snakes living on Iceland, and he was feeling very hungry. So he left his boat on the shore of the island and went inside in search of wild fruits. But that man never returned, after which some people left for Snake Island to find him, but they too could not be traced. A few weeks later, a team of officials went to Snake Island, and there they found the bodies of other people besides the man in the boat, and there were snake bite marks on their bodies. Golden Losset Viper Snake. It is found only on Snake Island and has a very aggressive attitude towards humans. Although subspecies of golden losset are found on some continents, but they are not so poisonous or aggressive. This snake does not attack its prey by ambushing it, rather it had developed the art of biting birds during its evolution, and that is why the poison of this snake is considered so deadly. Keeping in mind the increasing population of poisonous snakes on this Snake Island, no employee is sent to work at the lighthouse there, while other employees live in fear due to the death of an old employee working at the lighthouse and his family. Although the Brazilian government has banned common people from visiting Snake Island, some people go to the island illegally in the greed of collecting snake venom and selling it at high prices. The result is that those people are bitten by the dangerous snakes living on Snake Island and they die, while some people are arrested by the coastal guards monitoring this area. Many poisonous snakes are found all over the world whose venom can cost up to 25 lakhs. Scientists and researchers also go to this island with the aim of finding different species of snakes because it is believed that no one has any information about many snakes living on Snake Island. Snake venom is used to make many expensive medicines, while it also plays a helpful role in treating fatal diseases like cancer. The demand for snake venom has increased a lot in the international market, for which deals worth lakhs of rupees are made. The same scientists do research work in Snake Island and compare the venom of snakes and try to find out which disease can be treated with which venom. However, there are many snakes found all over the world, including Snake Island, whose antidote has not been prepared yet, and the risk of death of a human being due to the bite of those snakes is very high. Even though today Snake Island is not connected to South America, but the presence of this island makes it easier for the people of America to breathe a sigh of relief. Actually, after the separation of Snake Island, the population of snakes in America decreased, and with the increase in the human population, many snakes died and many became extinct. If Snake Island had not separated from South America, then perhaps the dangerous and poisonous snakes born there would have continued to be the cause of death of American citizens. But on the other hand, there is also a fact that if Snake Island had not separated from America, then perhaps such dangerous and poisonous snakes would never have developed there. Lack of food, lack of space, and evolution are considered responsible for the evolution of these snakes, which completely changes the behavior, size, and needs of any organism. Well, the population of the most poisonous snake of Snake Island, the golden-laced snake, is once again in danger due to evolution because the population of snakes has declined due to changing environment and hunting. It is possible that in the coming years, the golden-laced snake will just become the history of Snake Island. Just like the lighthouse that tells an untold story of its time. Some people believe that the snakes on Snake Island are actually guarding the treasure of the gods, due to which the snakes bite the person who goes to the island and he dies. But contrary to these folk tales and popular stories, Snake Island has its own scientific and geographical story, about which you would definitely not have any information before today. Now you must have understood when, how, and from where so many poisonous snakes came to Snake Island. If you liked this video, then do not forget to like and share it. Jai Hind, friends.